I was going to sing another song too, but I'm going to not hurt all your ears. So hi, Karen. Hi, Marie. So good to see everybody. Welcome. It's day 8. This morning, I had to shift some things because my husband, Frederick, is in Montreal. And one of our watch your word phrases that is in the, you have the Discover section or membership, right? In the next one, we have the days 11 through 30 of watch your words. And one of those words is miss. So I've been very mindful not to say I miss my husband. And instead, I have been rephrasing it to I appreciate him. I appreciate him more than ever because it is so many of those little things that he does as far as managing the house while I'm, doing my light service or, making food or picking the kids up or doing these kind of things. So it reminds me of that Chicago song. I'm hard to say I'm sorry. Everybody leaves a little time away. I know. I'm not going to sing anymore, but absence does make the heart grow fonder, I swear. So welcome to day 8, everybody. We have 2 more days of this. We are going through day 10 of the Watch Your Words Challenge. We're almost there. 2 more days live. We'll be here at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern until May 24th, giving more practical tips, more insights, more awareness. Because watching our words and changing our words is one of the easiest yet profound ways to make a difference, to choose something different. So if you still have time to join the Discover part of our membership, and you can go to watchyourwords.com so that you're in the energy vortex, which is where all the first membership site is. And you can invite your family and friends if you'd like to, but this is just an amazing group of individuals, and I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. And of course, if you want to go deeper, we have so many fun things on the different levels, which I will discuss later. But you can go to christywhitman.com/vortex if you haven't joined the other levels of membership and you want to continue to be part of this community. At the different levels that we have. We're actually going to be dropping a meditation series for those that are in the Enlighten and Ascend. I believe today or tomorrow is what the team was talking about. So today is don't. Don't. The word don't. We talked about that on the second day, and it's so profound and it's so important that we need to talk about it again. Actually, we get to talk about it again because we want to start focusing on what we do want. Think about it. People say this all the time, right? We might say to our partner or we might say to our kids, don't forget to take out the garbage. Don't forget to pay the bill. Don't forget to, right? And what's the focus on? Forgetting to take out the garbage. So it's basically what we're saying to our kids, and you wonder why our partners or our kids are like, I forgot, right? We're basically telling them, forget to do it because of the don't. Where's the focus? The universe and most other people don't hear the don't, they hear the forget to take out the garbage, forget to pay the bills, forget to be on time, right? Or some people say, well, don't be sorry. Where's the focus? Be sorry. Or don't do that. It's on do that. I had someone today, I had an interview and I said, I'm sorry, but I really need to cancel today and reschedule because I've got so much going on that I'm kind of in 2 different places. And the person says, well, don't feel bad. So it's like, feel bad, right? It seems harmless. And I'm going to really clarify some things here because we talked about this on the second day of the challenge by I don't want, right? But the focus is on the word don't. And we say it often in what I don't want is, and this is going beyond this today. I was just saying this before. I have heard this for over 20 years as a coach. And when I ask a client or have in the past, what do they want? Immediately clients will tell me what we don't want or what they don't want. And that's okay. but it's the first step in creation. It's pushing against what we don't want or the contrast. And we need to start looking at it from a higher level, or get to look at it from a higher level, and clue us in that we're not going to create what we do want by focusing on the opposition of it. And don't is one of those words that bears repeating. So that's why we're doing it again today, because let's really look at this. The majority of people are so focused on what we don't want, and we give our attention to that, and it causes negative emotions. It also creates images in our mind of what we don't want. And there's not a lot of people, that's why coaching, especially QSCA coaches, Quantum Success Coaching Academy coaches, why we're so effective. Because when you ask someone, what do you want? Most people almost stall. I don't know. I really have to think about it. Someone in the Energy Vortex membership site was saying, I don't think I've ever asked myself that question again before. And it's profound, because we're so used to focusing on what other people want or focusing on what we don't want. It's the difference between focusing on the pleasure of what we're wanting to create versus what we're trying to avoid, because we're either seeking pleasure or avoiding pain. And in order to avoid pain, so we don't create more pain, it continues to create a absolute momentum where we're creating more things to push it up against. But just by releasing that resistance and focusing on what we do want, I'm going to give you some really good questions at the end today to help you contemplate, and something to really drill this in to get our focus on what we do want and what brings us pleasure. I also want to say this. I mentioned this yesterday, and I want to make sure that I mention this again today, because someone had written this in the Energy Vortex membership site. During this challenge, if any of the words that I say are words that are coming from lack that don't feel good to say, and you think, oh, but that word does feel good to me, then by all means, say them. Because this is about noticing any words, phrases, any sentences, any thoughts, any images that feel bad. And if it feels bad, it's coming from lack or limitation. And that's why we want to shift it when we say it, so that we're not continually putting out that vibration. Because the universe, frankly, doesn't care about the words that we say. It's the vibrational interpretation for ourselves when we say it. Remember, we're in constant partnership all the time. And the universe is filled with energy. And that energy is usable to us because we are an energy receiver, we're an energy container, and we're an energy transmitter. What we send out, what we transmit out into the universe is what we get back by law of attraction and the other 7 essential laws, other universal laws. And so if we are the ones that are speaking a word, it's our vibrational interpretation for ourselves when we say it. So, for example, some of you might be able to say, well, the budget for this project is whatever. And budget doesn't have much of a energetic charge on it, right? It does to me. So for me, not only in my business, but in my household, you know, we change the word from budget to allocate, which feels much more expansive to me. Budget, every time I heard it, I would feel constricted, like I'm being limited. Now, some of you, that might not be an issue, but for me, it was like I wanted to find a different word. Think about it this way. Depending on what your religious background has been or what your idea of that 3-letter word, God, some of you are like, oh yeah, God is good. God is great. God is for me. That God feels expansive. Every time I hear the word God, it feels good. Some of you are like, am I going to get condemned? Right? So council doesn't even talk about God. Council talks about universe or the divine because it feels more expansive. It goes beyond what a word means for us. One word to one person can feel really restrictive, whereas one word to another person can feel expansive, like the word love. Love to one person could feel like, oh, I love, 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 right? And others that might have had a negative experience where love is related might feel like, uh-oh, there's going to be something I have to do in order to receive it because it came from more of a conditional response. So we just have to pay attention. It's very personal to us where it's not personal to the divine. But where it becomes personal is that we're the ones that have this energy container. And by focusing on a word that feels good, we transmit that good feeling out. By saying a word that doesn't feel good, we transmit that energy out. So understand, to the universe, the words itself don't have the power. It's us that has the power. It's us that gives it power and meaning. And so it's us, we are the ones that are that energy transmitter. And what we transmit out is sent out and matched. That's the whole point of all this, right? So someone had said, I really like the word always. And my family and I always say things are always working out for me, but always is in there. Is that bad, right? We talked about that yesterday. Always is one of those words, but in this case, it always feels good. Someone also had mentioned, I can't wait, feels good to them and creates excitement. It's a vibration, it's a feeling. So the essence of what we hold within our own container and then send that out as vibrational waves, that's most important. It's personal. So that's why we have the power, and the words that we say also have that power to create based on what we mean when we say them. So words have power because the power we give them. Words have power because the meaning we give them, because we are co-creating with the universe all the time. And it's our own interpretation that creates that vibration that either feels good or feels bad. But negative thoughts or negative perspective, negative words, a word that we choose to see as negative, gives off a lower vibration. And these negative vibrations will defeat those manifestations that's in our heart's desire. And that's what we really do want. These thought forms, which we build up in our subconscious. What's our subconscious? It's our, not just our mind, it's our whole bodies. But we build up in our subconscious by constantly thinking the same thoughts or speaking the same words without giving them much attention or consideration to how they make us feel. So just by having the awareness of, you know what, when I say things are always working out for me, that feels good. Awesome. Keep saying it. By saying I always burn my food, that doesn't feel good. So change it. Sometimes I burn my food, or even change the belief. Sometimes my food turns out great, because that's even more of a pivot, going from I don't want to burn my food to I'd like to create food that tastes good. I'd like to have food that turns out great. We're the ones that pivot that perspective and then what we're giving out to. We create constantly through the words that we speak, and we create conditions through our words and our thoughts. So we must affirm what we do want. And if we do say something that doesn't feel good, ask yourself what it is that you do want, and then state what that is in order to shift the vibration. This even goes for affirmations. When you think about it, an affirmation is sometimes people say affirmations or say a statement, that doesn't feel good to them. My dad, God bless him. I just love him, and took him out for breakfast yesterday, for brunch. Turned 91 yesterday. And he always, see, there it is. He does, but he has this perspective. He truly has this belief that he's not important. The universe is conspiring against him, that nothing works out for him. And yesterday, for his birthday, they live in a retirement community. Whenever it's somebody's birthday, they put a big sign out on the person's door, happy birthday. You know, when it's dinner, they give him a birthday cake with a candle. My dad got totally forgotten. His birthday, everybody else's, his birthday didn't get honored. And so it just contributes to that. See, I don't matter. See, I'm forgotten about. See, the universe doesn't care about me. See, everything's conspiring against me. But when we shift those thoughts and shift that perspective, then we draw from the universe and all the cooperative components, all that supports us. So if a statement of I don't doesn't feel good, find an affirmation that does. You know, like my supply comes from the universe and now appears like mushrooms or weeds, however you want to think of it, overnight. Some of you like the image of mushrooms, you know, all of a sudden mushrooms just pop up, right? Or weeds. Well, maybe you don't want weeds, maybe you want mushrooms, but it's like it instantly pops up. The divine appreciates me. Nothing can interfere with my divinely designed success. These are affirmations that will help you. When you ask for what you do want, believe yourself in receiving it, and then allow yourself to receive that by being open. And that even means by the words that we say, and attributing the power to the divine. The divine is the giver, we're all the receivers. So your thoughts, your words, your desires are always taking you in some direction. Desire is a tremendous vibratory force and must be directed towards what we do want. I desire what the divine desires through me. I claim which is mine by divine right. I gracefully allow it to come to me in the perfect way at the perfect time. Speak only of what you do want. And then you will refocus your mind to not speak of don'ts and have tos and can'ts and shoulds and always in some cases. All life is vibration. And we combine it with what we notice or what we are resonating or vibrating to. But it all starts with our words. So when you hear yourself, remember, it's like a ding, right? When you hear yourself saying don't, it's like a big flashing light to clue you in to what you do want. So when you hear yourself say don't, focus on this instead. What is beautiful in my life right now? What would I like more of in my life right now? What would I like to experience now and in the future? What I really want is, what's the feeling that you want to vibrate out to the universe so that you are experiencing it within the feeling state and experiencing it in all the forms that are created from that vibration? Go into the energy vortex. Let's hear it. What do you want instead of what you don't want? Tomorrow we're going to try. No, we're not. Tomorrow is try. And that is going to be our 9th day with this challenge, because as Yoda said, there is do or do not do. There is no try. And try is very non-committal. So do this. Focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. And we'll see you all tomorrow.